Hi everyone. I know I look like crap right now. I just went on a ridiculously long walk today. That started out with waking up to find out that Massachusetts has done a vape ban, and it was yesterday. So because I vape, I freaked out. Um, I didn't know that it was yesterday, so that meant that all the stores that were open yesterday were trying to get people to come in then to stock up. But I found out this morning. So it was Jeff's day to get up with the kids, which means that I got to sleep in. And Jeff had found out on his way to dropping the kids off, dropping Braden off at school, because he's part of like this ambassadors group where, because he's in 5th grade, he he was able to join a group called the Ambassadors Group, where they go in every Wednesday early and they all have a meeting, and they're like role models for all the other kids, where they'll help new students that come in, they'll help students in general. They do things sort of like, I think, like Big Brother stuff for any kids that might be having a hard time. I think they help out with like any kind of like events that are going on at the school. So he's really excited to do that. So Jeff was dropping him off, and he had the radio on, and he heard it on the radio. First thing he did was come over and wake me up when he got home, and was like, "Yeah, they banned vapes en masse." And so I was immediately awake because of stress and anxiety. Anyways, besides that, that was just me explaining why I look like crap. I am watching something on YouTube. Her name, Blaze TV. Someone named Sara Gonzales doing a video on Greta Thunberg. And the video is incredibly stupid and ignorant and ridiculous and biased and fake. It's like pure lies at some points, and she's making herself look like an asshole. And because I don't know how to record myself and then say like, let's watch this part and put it up so that when I like, let's watch this, and then the next thing you see in my video is a clip of something. I don't know how to do that, so I'm actually just gonna point over to this. So I'm gonna show you on my screen. I'm gonna turn my phone around and show you. Okay, so this is how it starts, okay?
Thunberg's parents are terrible people. Yeah, I said it. Because only terrible people and terrible parents would allow their young daughter up on a world stage to say this.
I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
I don't know what she thinks parenting is. I don't even know if she is a parent, but I would be pretty damn proud if that was my kid. I would not be sitting there criticizing her, saying that she has better things to do by going back to school. I mean, she is fighting for the future of this earth, to keep it alive, to keep it going for future generations to continue to live on it. I mean, we destroy the earth, we destroy humankind. I guess that's not important to some people. I mean, who cares? So, yeah. She makes a comment about it after this, so I'm going to go back to that. I don't even know if I'm doing this right, and I'm sorry, I have subtitles on because I have really, really bad hearing, so for anybody that gets annoyed by subtitles, I apologize. Alright, back to the thing.
Hey, there's one thing we can agree on. Yes, you should be on the other side of the ocean, back in school, exactly where you belong.
Why exactly does she belong back in school on the other side of the ocean? I mean, yes, she belongs in school, but she is also fighting for a cause that I would think is more important than going to school every single day. Plus, how do you know she's not being homeschooled while she's doing this? You don't know. Back to the video.
Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
I don't recall soliciting your opinion on adult discussions. No.
you all come to us young people for hope. Meaning there are sayings, you know, like we put all like our hopes and dreams into our younger generations to be able to succeed in ways that we weren't able to build a better future that we couldn't provide for them. So I think that's what she meant when she could have meant something completely different, but I do feel like when she said, you know, you look to us kids for like hope and stuff like that. I mean, children are our future. Children are our hopes. You know, we depend on them to carry on this world and take care of it, even though we're destroying it right now for them. But we can look to them to hopefully take better care of it than we did. That's what she meant. I mean, it's not rocket science, Sara Gonzales, just letting you know. I mean, you don't even need to have a high school diploma to be able to figure this one out. Come on.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones.
And she has to make these stupid faces. Like, she's completely, like, caked on makeup, straightened her hair. I'm here doing this video with hair that hasn't been washed today. I had it up in a ponytail the whole time when I was walking, sweating like balls. It was ridiculous. And I just saw this and decided I'm going to do a video on it because it's so unbelievably ridiculous. And she does this, like, look at her face. Seriously? So, she doesn't understand that part either, where, see, I just forgot what she said. You have stolen my childhood with your empty words. Oh, and yet we're called the lucky ones. Yes, yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. That's, again, that is something that adults say. Kids are lucky these days. When kids are complaining about things, it's common. Adults are, you guys have no idea how lucky you have it. You have no idea how hard it was for us. And she's just making a point. You say that I'm one of the lucky ones? Seriously? Like, because things are just easier for us? Because we have so much handed to us? Right, but what is going to be the point of any of that when there's not even going to be a world that I can live on because of what you guys are doing to it, because of the what's the word I'm trying to think of? This happens to me all the time. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Neglect that you have shown our earth, our home, where we live. It is not just America. It is not just England. It is not just Asia. It's not just Africa. It's not just that's where people live. I mean, this is an earth where we all live. This is all of our homes. And what we're doing is neglecting it. We're not paying attention to the problems. And my next point is going to come up. I'm going to start this again.
People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
Wait. By mass extinction, does she mean all of the babies aborted every year? She's really onto something there.
That comment that you just made really just makes me want to slap her in the face. I am so unbelievably annoyed with this whole abortion thing. I gotta tell you, I am not in favor of abortion in general. Like, I've had to think about abortion before, and it rips my heart out to think that I would do that to a child physically. It's not that's not even how it actually works, honestly. But it does. It really affects me emotionally to think that I might have to be one of those people that make that decision. But at the same time, that's me. That's me, my personal feelings. my personal feelings and my personal decisions, and I don't know, I could be in a situation where I seriously cannot take care of another kid, and that might be my only option, that or adoption. I don't know. I can't even imagine having to be in that situation, but if I was, you know, I feel like I should have the right to make that decision on my own, and other people's personal opinions and personal choices should not affect my decision, just like my personal feelings or my personal choices should not affect everybody else's decisions. This is something that is very personal. It is very individual, and if somebody needs to get an abortion because something happened that was not planned and it's not something that they can handle at that time, they can't take care of that baby. I mean, they contradict themselves because they sit there and they bitch about people getting abortions, and then say, you know, pro-life, you know, you're killing babies and blah blah blah. First of all, you're not like really actually killing babies. I mean, usually in the time frame of getting the abortion, the thing is like not really that developed. But then they sit there and they hate poor people that have kids. Like, how dare you have kids when you can't take care of them? How dare you get welfare and food stamps to help you take care of those kids? You shouldn't have that kid in the first place. Wait, hold on. No, because I couldn't get an abortion based on what you guys said. You guys don't want me getting an abortion, but at the same time, you don't want me to have a baby when I can't take care of it. But I couldn't have an abortion either. Like, really? Come on. Just, ugh. And that's not what she meant, by the way. Sara Gonzales, that's not what she meant. Pretty obvious that's not what she meant, but you just had to put that in there, didn't you?
All you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
All right. You know who stole your childhood, girl? Your damn parents who decided that fame and political agendas were more important than preserving their own child's innocence. You know who stole your dreams? The radical leftists who have made it their new hobby to parade young children around to preach their causes on stage because you're like not allowed to criticize a child when they speak, so don't be rude. The kids at Covington Catholic High School might have a different response. Okay, well, you're not allowed to criticize kids who agree with the leftist agenda. Screw the other ones. Well, you know what? I'm not criticizing this girl. I am criticizing every single person responsible for exploiting her. I'm criticizing her parents who know that their young daughter has OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. She has a psychological issue. She has developmental disorders. She has high functioning autism. They know that she suffers from these things. And instead of getting her help for her clear anxiety that climate change is going to kill us all, they're just tossing her up on stage to lecture us adults who don't know any better. And you know what? I had someone say to me earlier, it's not like she was forced on stage. You don't think kids can, like, think for themselves? Yeah. Kids do think for themselves, which is why they do really stupid things like eat Tide Pods and chug beer up their butts, which is why parents are the ones responsible for making the decisions for them until they grow into an adult who hopefully by that point is smart enough not to do things like eat Tide Pods and chug beer up their butts. Let me say it very clearly for the people in the back. Hyping this poor girl up to think that she is going to die from climate change, that everyone around her is going to die from climate change, is child abuse.
She does not know what the definition of child abuse is. Can you shut that? She has no idea what child abuse is. I don't think she knows what parenting is. I don't think she has kids. All those things that she just listed off as disorders that this girl may or may not have. I've never heard that she had any of those, so I don't know where she got this from. I'm going to assume that she watches a lot of Fox News because they are very, very big on putting out facts that are not actually facts. It's just they do this to like plant seeds in people's heads so that like, you know, they can put it in there and then they can just keep feeding them all this bullshit information, and then that little seed grows until people actually start believing them and thinking that they're actually telling the truth. So I guess I'm a leftist, apparently, based on what she said. But parents putting their child on stage like that is not child abuse. And I don't know what the hell kind of kid she's around, but I can tell you right now, my kids would be more than capable of going on stage and talking about climate change. And I can also tell you, I would not have to worry about my kids chugging beer up their butt or shoving beer up their butt, whatever she said, and eating iPods. I'm pretty sure my kids know that iPods are not edible. I don't know what kind of kid she's around. I don't know where the hell she's getting her information. I don't even know who the hell she is. But, come on, Jesus Christ, like, climate change is gonna kill us all? Yeah. If it keeps going the way it's going, like, it's going to make this earth, like, unlivable at some point. Has she not actually looked that up? Has she not looked up climate change? Because it's an issue. It's definitely an issue. I mean, they have, like, data that backs up the changes that this earth has been making over the last, like, 50 years versus what the changes were like before, like hundreds and hundreds, like thousands of years ago. They have all of that data that shows how the climate changed on the earth. It was sort of like a system. It went through changes, sort of like seasons, but the changes that the earth is making now are extremely, like, they're extreme. The changes are much different. They're way off. I did this, and I just took a class in meteorology, and I learned about a lot of stuff about climate because it was meteorology. So we were learning about weather and stuff like that, and they have all the data that backs up the theory that climate change is an issue, that we have to do something. Like we are destroying our planet with a lot of the stuff that we use, like all the gases that we're putting into stuff and then emitting into the air, or putting into the air, or putting it back into the environment and all that. And the nature of this earth works in its own way. So when we're going to add a bunch of other stuff that does come from nature, a lot of it does come from nature, but we're going to add loads and loads back into it when that's not how, like, the system is. It's only supposed to take and give so much to keep the balance. We're throwing it off balance. I don't know if you guys understood anything that I just said. I apologize if you didn't. I ramble. It's part of my seizures. But this woman's an idiot. She needs to actually look up what she's talking about. She cannot, like, I mean, she has not once given an actual fact, not once, to back up what she is claiming, what she's throwing out there. Child abuse. This is not, I mean, I guess if you're in DCF, you can consider it child abuse, but I mean, DCF considers, like, going to church too much child abuse. I mean, DCF is ridiculous, but it's not child abuse. If this girl really has an issue with the fact that the people who are in charge, the people who do have power, the people who have the ability to actually do something about this, and they're not, and that's what's making her mad, to the point where she feels like if no one else is going to talk about this, and no one else is actually going to do something about it, then maybe they'll listen if I do. People are not throwing this little girl out there to do their dirty work for them, just because it's like a common, like, it's commonly known throughout everybody that you don't criticize a child. Because I can tell you right now, you just contradicted yourself, because you are criticizing a child right now for doing something that she believes is right, that is not harming she's not hurting anybody by doing this. She's not hurting anyone. She is just making a point that this is something that we need to pay attention to right now, and we do. been needing to be paying attention to this for a long time, and I don't understand what she's getting so upset about. Like, why are you getting so angry? What is she doing that is offending you so much that you have to make a video to talk shit about her? Because that's what you're doing. You're talking shit. You just yelled out a bunch of like these disabilities and claimed that she has them, and I've yet to hear if she has any of those. Plus, a lot of those disabilities that you just pointed out are not things that would keep her from being able to do what she's doing right now. Anxiety, I have anxiety. I can still go up in front of people and bitch about something. No, actually, she's not bitching, I'm sorry. I can go up in front of a bunch of people and talk about something that I am very passionate about. I will be shaking like a leaf, and I will be sitting there freaking out, nervous as fuck, but I can still do it. I can still do it. If she has OCD, who cares? Maybe she had to wash her hands a bunch of times before she went out and did that, but it doesn't keep her from being able to do that. Like, none of these things that she said are things that would actually keep her, like, they wouldn't put her in a state of being, I guess, that would make her unable to speak. And I'm trying to think of these words and I can't think of them. They wouldn't cause her to
be incapable,
not be able to talk about something that is an issue and actually talk about the facts. None of these are going to make her, like, it's not like it's going to cause her to go out there and be crazy and just say a bunch of random stuff. These are things that do make life harder for people, but they are still things that you can live with and still be a completely normal person. And I can't. This woman is just, she's ridiculous. She looks ridiculous. I mean, anybody that watched this, if you agreed with her, I mean, I feel sorry for you. I really do. This is the kind of stuff that people are doing. They're putting bullshit out there, and they're doing it to try and to manipulate people and manipulate the way that they think. And a lot of these people that believe them, it's a little bit like frustrating for me to actually see people that do believe in this kind of crap, when all you have to do is just do a little bit of research and you can get your facts just by doing a little bit of research. However, if you only restrict yourself to watching specific types of news channels or reading specific types of articles, so that when you get your information, you're getting information that is more on your side, you're not getting your facts. You're not looking at the whole picture and then figuring it out from there. You're just looking at one side and then you're going with that and saying, oh, well, this is what the paper said. This is what was on the news. It doesn't make it true. Excuse me, that came out of nowhere. It does not make it true. You have to do your research. You have to look at both sides of everything and then make, come up with your solution of what you think is true. And a lot of this stuff, you go out there and you do the research, you'll figure out what the truth is just by doing a little bit of research. You don't even have to sit there and try and decide which one you believe. It's just, it's there in your face. So, I just wanted to make a quick video, and I know it's going on 25 minutes, but this woman is just, she's a joke. Please do not give her the satisfaction of liking her video or watching it or subscribing or anything, because she's full of shit. And I just showed you bits and pieces of it myself. So if you do want to go in and watch it, I guess dislike the video if you do. I mean, you can like it if you want, obviously, because, I mean, you're your own person. But I'm not going to. She's an idiot. Like, half of what she said was just complete, like, just out there. But I'm going to end this video now because it went on long enough. And I really, really hope that I didn't anger anybody, and I do really hope that there are people out there that agree with me and agree with this Greta girl, because I do. And I think what she's doing is very mature and very powerful, and she should be looked up to, not spoken down on. So that's my opinion. Thank you to anybody that watched the video, and I'm sorry for my rambling, and I'm sorry if I did offend anybody. That was not my intention, except for the woman in this video. I did say things that were meant to offend her, but I really don't care about that. So thank you for anybody that watched my video. I guess I'll just see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.